questions. The big why and then the tactical why. I know you started to answer.
But what I see in the region is that the big divide now is you have leaders that are trying to empower their people and create more opportunity for them to have a better life, and then you have leaders that are trying to repress their people and often using religion and other excuses as a reason to try and hold their people down. And so when we looked at the Palestinians, we said, well, what are the opportunities that they can have? What's been holding them back economically? And obviously you have the core issues, because you need to resolve the core issues to be able to move forward. But what we started doing is building an economic vision for how do you take that region and push it forward in a more substantial way. And so what we will be able to put together is a solution that we believe is a good starting point for the political issues, and then a outline for what economically can be done to help these people start living a better life. And I do believe this, is that there is a greater division between the experts and the people who negotiate this and talk about this and work at the think tanks and work in the negotiations than there is between the people. We see this as, Israel's a very special country. It's the only democracy in the region. It's America's strongest ally. They're a great military partner. We do a lot of business with them in a lot of ways. And so Israel's security is something that's very important to this country. It's something that's very important to the president, and it's something that we want to see. We want to see that resolved. And I do think that a lot of what we'll do here, in order for Israel to be secure long term, they need to resolve this issue. I think it's very important. You have to make compromises in order to do that. I don't think anyone will question, if we do ask Israel to make compromises in our proposal, that we're going to ask them to do things that would put them at risk security-wise. I don't think the president would he would not take decisions himself that he would think would put America and the people who he represents at risk, and he wouldn't expect another leader to do that. But he also thinks that if you're able to help the Palestinian people have dignity and have opportunity and create a new paradigm and break this cycle, he thinks that that's within the whole region's interest and also in America's interest. And people told me, you're crazy to work on this. It's not the right time. This is impossible. It will never happen. So I don't think there's ever a perfect time to do this. But I do think what we've been able to do over the last couple of years is put ourselves in a position where we do feel like now is a good time to put something out there. What we want to do is put something out that we think is based on logic, where unquestionably we can say that this will lead to the Palestinian people living a much better life, and we hope that people will act rationally. And I do think that it'll be a test for the Arab countries, and it'll be a test for the international community. Are they going to be stuck in reflexive positions that don't make sense and that have not created peace, or are they going to look at this for what it is, study it, and say, this makes sense. Why don't you try to engage with it? If you have, problems with these details, why don't you go sit down with them, try to change it? But I do think this is a problem that deserves to be solved, and I am hopeful that, the leadership from both sides will sit together and try to, figure out, based on the framework we provide, how they can move forward. I would think that if you would have gone back 5-6 years and if you would have asked people what they thought